Purpose fuels passion. Hey guys, welcome and thanks for joining me this week. This week, I have someone exciting to introduce you to. Her name is Emily Wilburn, and she is CEO of Wilburn Medical. Welcome, Emily.
Hi, thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Absolutely. Thanks for taking time out of your day to chat with us. So, listen, this week we're going to talk to Emily about a couple of things, and one of those is how she got started with Wilburn Medical. So, we'll start there. Tell us a little bit, Emily, about what you're doing and how you got started.
Absolutely. So I work with my father, and together we own Wilburn Medical USA, and we sell medical supplies and equipment to medical professionals nationwide. So we've got access to over 100,000 items. If it is in a doctor's office or a hospital, we've got it. So that's what I'm a part of. We get to work together, and we love getting to do day in, day out business together.
That's amazing. That's really cool. So, I guess the pandemic was really a crazy time for you guys, right?
It was. So I actually was doing something completely different before. I went to school in the mountains of North Carolina. And from there, I ended up going into full-time Christian women's ministry. And then in 2019, felt called to be a part of business with my dad and be a part of the family business. 2019, and who could have known that in 2020, it would just be so crazy. So our business quadrupled, and we got out over 2 million COVID-19 antigen tests and helped a lot of people when things were really scary. It was just
Yeah.
amazing to be a part of the solution when a lot of people were hurting and didn't know up from down. And it was just a really scary time. So to be in the midst of a solution and a lot of good for our nation was just incredible.
That is remarkable. I was thinking of that when I was like looking through your notes and everything, and looking at your business and looking at Wilburn Medical's website. So, one of the things we talked about, well, one thing I want to share with you guys is, I always look up my guests, obviously, and read about them and want to know, as much as possible, and make sure that there's value for all of us. But one thing I noted off of Emily's profile was that she was number 12 on the women's to watch list for 2022 for the Women's Presidents Organization. So that's really cool. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Thank you. Yes. So it has just been amazing. We were ranked number 30 on the 50 fastest growing women led and owned businesses in North America. So the
Wow.
success has been incredible. And I owe that all to my dad and just to our incredible team, and getting to make just really fast paced decisions in a really tough environment with business. But it was incredible. I'm learning and growing a ton. So yes, number 12 on the women to watch, which is so funny. I was thinking about a post to make on social media about it, and I wanted to, to post the announcement and then swipe the girl I'm doing it for with a picture of my like 12-year-old self with like selfie, and my first selfie with my digital camera. And so I just know that, my 12-year-old self would be really proud.
I love that. You know what? That's amazing. And I recently, somebody mentioned to me, maybe for, I don't remember what purpose, but writing a letter to your younger self, and being easy on yourself, just for things that maybe you were hard on when you were younger. So I love that
Yeah.
you mentioned that, because I think we don't stop and reflect enough about the things that our younger self would be proud of us for, because now we're adults and we're doing all the adulty things, and,
Yeah.
we have to work and pay bills and all that fun stuff. So it can be challenging to look back into there. So thank you for that. Talk to
Hmm.
me, one of the talking points was, what's your why and business as a mission? And so that's why I picked the purpose fuels passion quote to lead with, because, I think we all have a purpose, a mission, a why, and dialing into that. So talk to me a little bit about business as a mission for you.
Absolutely. So, like I said, after college, I went into full-time Christian women's ministry. And to me, a big part of that, and something I care more about than anything, is just eternal destination for people and hope. And in a world where there is pandemics and brokenness and pain and suffering, to be able to offer people something that they can have purpose and life through. And so to me, that's my faith. And Amazing. Before I became a part of the business, my dad was a part of a group called C12, which is for Christian business owners. So if there's any Christian business owners out there listening, I can't recommend it enough. It's an incredible resource, and we meet monthly and we work on how to grow our business with a great purpose and passion, and how to grow in our faith. And so being a part of that group is a huge help as I learn not only how to grow an excellent business, but how to do it with a great purpose. So just grateful to be a part of that group and grateful to learn what it looks like to lead a business, but not just do so for profit. And I read a book called People Over Profit by Dale Partridge years ago. And that was before I had anything to do with business. I had a degree, but I wasn't managing the business yet. And just this reality of like, man, if I owned a business, which I do now, but at the time I was thinking, I want to make sure that profit never matters more to me than people. And that I'd always keep in mind what matters most, which is the people that we get to do business with and their families, and how to assist them and how to really care for them in a way that matters more than just me, myself, and I.
I love that because one of my core values for my company, the Pivotal Companies, is people over profit. And it's been one of my core values since day one. I did not know there was a book, however, so I'm going to go look that up because I think I should read it. And I totally agree with you. I mean, finding that passion and then figuring out your why and then tying all of that together in business is a win-win-win, right? Because the old adage or saying of if you love what you do, and you'll never work a day in your life, right? So when you wake up excited to go to work and you wake up excited to get to do what you get to do each day, it's just a very big difference than waking up and dotting to checking a box and clocking in and clocking out and being there because that's what you have to do because you haven't been a lottery winner yet or whatever the purpose is, and we trade life hours for work hours really for money, and when you figure out that the people matter most, mindset, I think it really does play a big part in how you create your business and how you lead and how you move forward. And I think there's a delicate balance in that as well, though, because, you can have a people matter most mantra or a people over profit mantra or core value. And there are organizations that just don't uphold that, or I've seen a lot of smaller organizations start and have that as their core value or mantra, but they lose focus of that. How long have you guys had Wilburn Medical? How long has it been in business?
So 25 years ago, my dad started it, and he actually started it because he was in sales and they kept changing his compensation package because he was really successful and they couldn't keep up. And they were like, okay, we've got to bring your compensation down because he was just breaking records and he's incredible. So in the midst of that, that's part of why he started the business is because he wanted it to create a fair workplace where people were being compensated generously. And that was being passed along to families in our community. And so he started the business, and here we are now in 2022, 25 years later, and it is challenging just in regards to being a business owner and inflation and wanting to make sure, even though we are a small business, we've got about 12 on our team, to make sure that we're compensating people generously. And so we just did an overhaul at the beginning of this year on our benefit package for our team. And we feel really proud of where we've gone and where we were and where we are today. So it's just incredible how just the changes in the workplace environment can encourage businesses to up their game, because we've got to keep upping our game. We want to make sure that people have what they need to have time with their families and to enjoy their lives and live their lives in a way where they feel like it is the best workplace they can be in.
That's amazing. So your dad and I have similar thought processes in creating the business, right? And so, I did the same thing when I launched my business. I said, okay, here are my core values. One of them was people over profit, because that other saying that I like to see and I like to say a lot is, if you take care of the people will take care of your customers or your clients. And that's so true. And it's easy to get, when you're a small business, it can be very challenging because it's a delicate balance of having the right people and the right team members that can carry the scalability of the workflow and the workload and their ability to be successful. But also, one of the things I'm learning right now or dialing into is needs-based wants, right? And so we all have needs. And I've not sat down and said, what are Monica Morgan's needs? And so that's something I'm working on actually this week is, what are my needs exactly? And am I fulfilling them? And, one of the things I'm going to do after I identify that is in turn go to my team and say, you individual A, what are your needs and what does success look like to you? And how can I help you achieve your goals? Because at the end of the day, for me, I've grown people and been kind of the farm my whole career, but and trained people. And, I was talking to my daughter last night and she said, Mom, I think that you're being called to lead. It's not, she said, it's been masked in your property management job, but you are being called to be a leader and you've been a leader. And I'm like, actually, daughter, you're probably right, And so I think it's an ever evolving thing. And so I applaud you guys for overhauling and revamping and really changing with the times, because I think that a lot of businesses have learned through the pandemic that there are employees that work autonomously and that are able to get a lot more done than if they were to get in the car, drive in the traffic to the work, do the work, take the lunch break and drive all the way back home, And so having some hybrid flexibility or just making sure that balance is there for their mental health and for their health. And so, that's a basic need. Health is one of our basic needs. And what are we doing? Are we getting enough sleep? Are we having time for the exercise? Are we having the time to do the things that we need to do? And successful individuals that are happy and healthy are going to perform so much better for you. So I applaud you guys for doing that. That's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. It's incredible. Our team is awesome. And so we just are excited to make sure that it works best for them and their families. So it's been great. And I think, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think something that is neat as well is just the ability as a business owner to be creative in how we reward our people. And so I think even just like, hey, gas prices are rising. What if we got everybody gas cards, or hey, it seems like everybody could use a stretch break. Like, let's go for a walk together. Or the ice cream truck came by last month and it was like, well, we're breaking for ice cream. What is everyone's favorite childhood ice cream treat? And so just this reality that, as stewards of our businesses, we really can use them to holistically see people and enjoy getting to work together and getting to care for the needs of the people we get to work with.
Yeah, that's amazing. So I love that. I love the whole ice cream truck thing because I would get jazzed about that, right? Like, there's something about that music. You're outside, you're like, the ice cream man is here still.
Yeah. What's funny is it was weird Christmas music that was playing, but even still, we're like, we know the music. We know that this is the ice cream truck. It's Silent Night playing outside. It's like, oh, they need to refresh that. But even still, glad to go out and get our favorite. Do you have a favorite ice cream that you would get if the ice cream truck came?
For sure, a bomb pop. I'm a bomb pop girl.
Okay.
Red, white, and blue.
I love it. I love it. Mine's the chocolate eclair with like the breadcrumby kind of on the outside, the chocolate cream. So good. Yeah, every time.
That's awesome. Well, listen, is there anything else that you'd like to share with our readers if they'd like to get in touch with you? What's the best way? Or listeners, not readers.
Sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm on LinkedIn, Emily Wilburn, and Wilburn Medical USA is our website if anybody wants to take a look. So we're certified as a women-owned small business. And if there's ways we can help anybody with medical supplies, PPE, COVID tests, we've got it. We've been around. We're a trusted source, and we'd be honored to help anybody in need.
I love that. I love that. Well, Emily, it has been so nice getting to speak with you today and get to meet you and talk to you. I, tell your dad he, is a lucky man to have you for his daughter. They're cheering him on and, really sinking into the family business. I started mine and my daughters were kind of like, I don't know if I want to be involved in property management, but they've come around since then. So that's been good. But,
good.
Yeah, but it's unique when you he has something so proud that he's built and can leave a legacy for you. And that's just an amazing thing. So you guys keep doing big things over there, and we'll definitely be in touch. And I would love to have you back on the show sometime. I appreciate
Thank
you
you
coming
so
on today.
much. Absolutely. That would be great. It's a joy to get to kind of run the race together and figure it out and fall together and get back up together and keep going. So thank you. I'm glad you get to do
100%.
that as well.
Yeah, likewise. Likewise. Well, guys, this concludes our episode this week. Thank you so much for listening in, and have a fantastic week. We'll be back soon.